Hello Explorers, welcome back. So we are going to do a brand new binder. That's right, a brand new binder. Mainly, I mentioned, actually, I don't know if you guys have seen that video yet. I think this is actually coming out before that video. But, basically, the travel binder is pretty much done. There's not really anything left in it. Besides it had the, this cruise challenge, the flights challenge, the Japan road trip, and I think that's it that was left in the, and then the destination cards from Ren. So those were the only challenges left in it. 3 of them were just big challenges, and then the destination cards. There was nothing left. So I was talking to my husband, and we were coming up with what I needed to do. And he said, I personally like when you do the individual trips binders better. And I agree. But we just didn't have any trips planned. So we still don't technically have a trip planned. However, we're looking into different trips. So this may change slightly. But this is the cruise binder. So we are going to be pretty much just getting ready for some cruises. Let me adjust this a little bit because I don't like the angle. I don't know that that helped any, but oh well, I tried. Okay, so this is the cruise binder. We're obviously we moved this over to the cruise binder. And that is going to be in this envelope. We now have this one, which is for parking at the port. Assuming that we're going out of Port Canaveral, that's pretty much the only place I'm looking at going to cruises out of is Port Canaveral. So I did look up their parking, and for a 5-day cruise, again, we don't have a cruise planned yet, so I don't know exactly how many days we'll do. But for a 5-day cruise, that will cover parking. This one is going to be for port fees. Yes, port fees are included when you purchase the cruise, but since the cruise is such a big fee, I like to break it up as much as humanly possible. Even when so when I book Disney trips, I book my Disney World hotel room, my theme park tickets, and the water park all as one. But when I cash stuff for it, I break those into 3 separate things just to further break it down and make it a little more manageable to save for. And so for a cruise, I'm going to do the same thing. This will be my port expenses, or my port fees. This one is going to be for the drink package. Not all cruise lines have drink packages. Disney does not offer them. Virgin Voyages does not offer them. But we looked up Royal Caribbean because I think we've narrowed it down to Royal Caribbean or Carnival. It's just going to come down to which one has a better itinerary for us. I really wanted to try MSC, but they're so limited on what they have available. It doesn't work with the time frame that we're looking at. So for the first one, we're thinking it's either going to be Royal or Carnival. And so I looked up the price for drink packages for Royal, and this plus this plus like several others will cover it. Because again, I'm basing everything off of a 5-day cruise. Are we going to do a 5-day cruise? I don't know. But I figured that was a good start. We're probably going to do actually a shorter cruise. I think we're considering doing like 3-day cruises. Kind of sucks because we actually prefer longer cruises, but we're trying to do several different cruise lines. And in order to be able to do that, we have to do shorter cruises. Plus, here is our plan. Let me get through this binder and then I'll talk to you guys more about it when I'm scratching and stuff. So this one is for excursions. We've got these 2. All of the scratch offs in this binder are available on my Etsy. So those 2 are for excursions. Well, an excursion. Once we do those, we'll put new ones in because that will cover like the cost of 1 excursion. We have this one, which is for cash tips. So like if we have to Uber anywhere, if we have to taxi anywhere, if we go to any restaurants on the islands. With Royal, you don't cash tip for drinks because they actually charge that when you purchase the drink package. I did look into that. This one is going to be for gratuities. Royal does charge $18 per person per day for gratuities. So that will be to go towards the gratuities. Again, that's included in the price of your cruise. However, I like to break up the price of the cruise to make it more manageable. It's easier to cash stuff for. This one is going to be for beach gear. I want a new swimsuit. My husband wants a new swimsuit. Wrigley needs a new swimsuit. Lennox got 2 new ones, but she's going to want one to match us. We last year, I worked with Courtney Jean, and they gave us all a matching swimsuit, and we loved them. So my husband said he only wants Courtney Jean. He wants another one of those. I absolutely loved it. I would like to get another one. And then the kids just loved matching us, and I really liked the way they fit Wrigley, but he needs a bigger size this year, and so does Lennox. So we're definitely going to get some more swimsuits. I want to get them different. I want to get them, like, full face masks. They have goggles that cover their nose and everything, but I want to get them, like, the full face mask with the snorkel and everything. What's up? Okay, just set it in there. So that's going to be for that. This one is for Life Vest. They have, for the last several years, they've used those, like, chest life vests that are just, like, half, and then they have, like, the arm floats attached to them. We've always had the Speedo ones, except last year when Courtney Jean sent us the swimsuits, they also sent us their, arm float life vest thing for each kid. And we love them, but they're not U.S. Coast Guard approved, so not every place will allow us to use them. And our kids are getting a little bit bigger, so we want to get them, like, just the slimmer, full, life vests instead of, like, the arm float ones. Plus, they're so much easier to pack, because those arm float ones, we usually have to bring one suitcase just to pack those 2 in it because of the way that they are. So that's to get them the life vests. And then this one is for port food. We usually eat on the ships, but sometimes we like to get, like, little chips and dip or some kind of snack in the ports. So this will be for some port foods or snacks that we might want to try. When we went on our Virgin cruise, we brought the kids back rum cake, and they loved it. So definitely have to purchase some rum cake and such. This one is a brand new challenge. I kept forgetting to show you guys. This has been on my Etsy. No, I just put it up on my Etsy. I've had it printed and forgot to put it up there. So this one, along with another one that's similar, were taken in Carlsbad, California, at the beach. And they're both up on my Etsy. So yeah, this one is for spending. So anything that we might want to buy. And then I just have this one back here in case I need to. It'll probably end up being like a buffer, or once I finish one, I need to do it. So now let's talk about my travel plans. So my travel plans. We're going to slow down on cash stuffing for general travel, because we're going to be cash stuffing for all of these cruises. As soon as we have a cruise booked, we'll make this a little more specific, but for right now, this works. It covers all of the basics that we need for cruising. It really covers, not even just the basics, it literally covers if we were to book a cruise for Royal. Now, we're going to be doing smaller, more frequent cruises while we save up for Japan. We have decided that, I know for a little bit I was like, I don't know, like, we don't want to halt all travel to save for Japan, but we had talked about it, and we're not going to halt all travel. What we're going to do is we're going to do these smaller, more frequent cruises, and we have the money set aside for our Disney passes, and so we're going to let those 2 things kind of get us through the year, alongside whatever I get partnered. You guys know I'm constantly doing mini trips to, like, Denver and all these other, like, I like to add in a new state every year. We'll continue to do those mini trips while we save heavily for Japan. So we are going to go back to saving for Japan. I have reached out to a cash stuffer to see if they can make me a Japan binder. I haven't heard back. So if they can't, I might just make my own. I really don't want to, though. So if you make binders and you would like to make me one, I am looking for one that's actually made, like, laminated. All the envelopes are made, made and everything. So I'm not looking so much for challenges and whatnot, but the physical binder is what I'm looking for. So if you make those, send me an email because I am looking for somebody to make one. So we have 1, 50, 200, 20, 40, 60, 80, 300, 310, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 400. Also, if you have any Japan challenges, let me know because I don't want to just do all the same challenges that I did last time. I am going to be coming up with a couple of new ones. I have one Japan challenge in that I have it like planned out. I just need to see if I can actually execute it or not, which I think is going to be super fun. It's going to be a game. Obviously, you guys know I like to make intricate challenges. I just get really bored doing just scratch offs or just roll and save. Like, I like intricate ones, which is why I have the Sky's the Limit, which is why I have the Road Trip Savings Challenge. I just really like things like that. So let's do this one. $182. Okay. Why do I do this to myself? Why do I do this to myself? That's okay. All right. So if we put in 200, we need to take out 18, right? Yeah. So let's see if we have $18 in here that we can take out. We do not. So 150, 170, 180, 181, 182. But I do want to condense some of this and get that 50 because I'm not going to need that 50 anywhere else. So I'm going to put back this 40 and 50 to take this 50. So now in the cruise challenge, scratch off the big one, we have 1,000, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 650, 670, 690, 710, 715, 16, 17, 18. So $1,718. That is amazing. At the end of the month, we'll pull all of the hundreds and put them in the high yield. We do not have enough money to do another scratch off on that. It's craziness out there with that challenge. So let's save for parking. If you have not watched my first Virgin Voyage cruise video that is out, you need to. I'm partial, I'm biased, I know, because when I watch it, like, I remember everything, and so it just makes me really happy to watch it, but I love it. So this was actually these little free rides that took you back and forth from the ship to the port in, I want to make sure I pronounce this correctly, but Tano Bay in Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic. So 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Okay, next we're saving for port fees. Let's do this one, and this was the Disney Wish. This picture was taken on Castaway Cay. And we are saving $7. I would love to just be back on Castaway Cay. Like, I do know. So here's my dilemma. I really want to do a Halloween on the High Seas cruise with Disney. But the problem is I always have so many Halloween things going on and just not enough time. Because we usually get invited to Legoland Halloween either preview or event. And then I usually get invited to Universal Studios Hollywood's Halloween Horror Night. And then I usually get invited to just a lot of stuff. But then on top of that, we also like to do Oogie Boogie Bash. So this we're going to say for the drink package. This one's going to be a hefty number because this is a $250 challenge. 22. Okay, not too bad. So I'm afraid to book a Halloween cruise for Disney because they don't release the Oogie Boogie Bash dates until July. So yeah, it really sucks because last year I booked my Oogie Boogie Bash dates. I like to go one of the first weekends so that I can be one of the first ones to put out my video. The problem is it ended up being the exact same weekend that Legoland did theirs, so I didn't get to go to their Halloween thing last year. We're also trying to go to Disney for Mickey's Christmas party. I think it's called like A Very Merry Christmas. So this one is towards excursions. This was taken in Puerto Rico, in San Juan. So I just don't know what to do. So I want to do the Halloween on the High Seas with Disney Cruise Line, but at the same time, I'm really dying to do one of their cruises that just goes to both of their ports because they do have a new port or a new island, Lighthouse Point. So they do have a couple of cruises that don't go to Nassau because most cruises seem to go to Nassau, and I just have zero desire to go there. We did go to Nassau on our Disney Wish cruise, but we didn't get off the boat. We decided just to stay on because my viewpoint was that I spent all this money because it was a Disney cruise, so I would rather take advantage of what it was that I paid for, which was Disney. If I wanted to see Nassau, I could do that on a much cheaper cruise like Carnival or MSC because they all go to Nassau. So when we did our Disney Wish cruise, we stayed on the boat when they docked at Nassau, and we got off when we got to Disney's Island, Castaway Cay. But Disney actually has a couple of cruises that just do Castaway Cay and their new island, Lighthouse Point. And that would be like a dream cruise for me. Cash tips. Okay, so we're saving for cash tips here. $6, not too bad. I also, however, want to do I'm like dying to do an Alaskan cruise, so is my husband. And so I don't know. And if I do an Alaskan cruise, I definitely want to do the Disney one. Like, that's the only thing enticing me. It's not so much that I want to go to Alaska. It's that I think the Alaskan cruises with Disney are just so freaking cute. All of the characters have their different outfits on, and they're just precious. So that's the only way I would be intrigued with doing an Alaskan cruise, because I absolutely despise cold weather. I was born and raised in Chicago, and I have zero desire to be anywhere wintry. Unless Disney is involved. So, I don't know. I have all these aspirations and just not enough time. This one we're saving for gratuities. Let's do this one. This picture was taken, $30. This picture was taken on Bimini. Probably next to, Disney's Island. This is probably the most beautiful beaches I've ever seen in my entire life. Bimini was like the Virgin's exclusive island. It's semi-exclusive, so when Virgin is there, no other ship can dock there. But when Virgin doesn't, because Virgin Voyage, they alternate their itinerary. They change it up because they only have a couple of ships. So half of the year they're in like the United States doing ones down in the Caribbean, and then half of the year they switch and they take it to Europe and they do cruises up there. So when they're not going to Bimini, other ships are able to go there. So I'm dying for the kids to get to go here, because this is where we did the swimming with the stingrays. And I did find one, I found one cruise line that has an itinerary that goes here, and I think it was Holland America. So that's another contender, but we'll see. Because I really would love the kids to get to go to Bimini. We loved it there. The beaches were gorgeous. We did our excursion through Bimini Blue, and it was an absolute blast. And I would 1000% hire those guys, like that company outside of the cruise line. When we booked it directly through Virgin, but I would 1000% just book them separately and save a lot of money doing that because they were amazing. We actually tried to book it again, so we got off doing, this one we are saving for beach gear. So we got off of the excursion. It was like, I think it was like a 3-hour excursion, but it took us like 45 minutes to get out there. So you really only had like an hour and 15 minutes-ish, an hour and a half to swim with the stingrays, and it went by so fast. And so when we got back from the excursion, we tried to book directly through them the same day. Like, we wanted to just do it again. We were just going to pay out of pocket for it, because up to that point, and that was actually our last port on that cruise, we hadn't spent like any money at all. So, and we came with a lot of money. If you guys were here at that point, you know that we came with quite a bit of funds, because I didn't know what to expect as far as spending went. And then we spent hardly anything at all. So we tried to go directly through them to book another one immediately afterwards, but they weren't doing any more that day. So this one is for their Life Vest. This was a picture taken, I should have told you. The last picture and this one were both taken in Destin, Florida. We did a trip last February in partnership with Allegiant Airlines to show a weekend getaway to Destin, Florida. And it was our first time ever going there. And honestly, we loved it. We had such a blast. I need to get that video out. I know I shared it like in stories and in reels and stuff, but I have not shared the YouTube video, and it was so incredible. So that's another one we need to share. I have no ones left. Let me get some ones. That is not where we want to get the ones from. We'll take it from, well, not take it, but we'll switch it from collab. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I always forget that when it's a brand new binder, we need ones. Because there's no change in the envelopes. Okay. So we need to do $7. 5, 6, and 7. So let's see. Next we're saving for port food. We have 13. So we've got 10, 11, 12, and 13. Okay, so what's next? Next is spending. 27. So yes, there are new scratch-offs up on my Etsy, as well as I was asked to put the Easter Shut the Box up there, and then I was asked to put the Bucks up there. So the ones that I've made for myself are, as of this video, they will definitely be up there. If you want anything different, you will have to email me or send me a message in Etsy. Probably send me a message in Etsy. That's probably easier because my email lately has been getting flooded. So let's see, we have 20, 40, 50, 1, 2, and 3. Let's see if we can do one on flights. I know that's not part of this, but since we're kind of slowing down on the travel binder, ooh, 53 might, I don't know if 53 is enough for flights. So let's go ahead and do one of these big ones. I don't want to do the little ones because we have a good amount of money left. Let's do another one on drink package. $27. $27. Let's see, 20, 5, 26, and 27. I'm not going to recount this. And then we have 26 left. So let's do another one on... Let's do another one on here so that we can uncover more. Let's do this one. 20. So we've got $6 left over, and we will put that $6 into Build-A-Savings. $20 going into here. So we now have 47 in this one. Let's get out Build-A-Savings. Just had it. Shouldn't be too far. There it is. Alright, so we're putting in $6. So 1 and 5s. So let's see. Where is there a 6? I think the next 6 is up here. It's this red one. Alrighty guys, that is it for this video. And I will see you guys back here for Murder Mystery Monday cash stuffing. Yeah, that's what we're gonna go with for right now. So until next time, bye.